First, live, local. This is First Alert Weather Extra.
Hey, welcome to First Alert Weather Extra. I'm Chief Meteorologist Mark Nelsen. We got Payton Major over there. How you doing, Payton?
Hello. Happy Tuesday.
Yeah,
and it's raining.
Isn't that exciting? So exciting. It's cloudy and it's raining.
Yeah. You know, it smelled great outside, too. I love the smell.
You could smell it?
Yes.
And what's that smell called?
Petrichor.
Yeah. Pretty interesting.
Little quiz.
It's pretty bad when in January we get excited when it starts raining again, huh?
Yeah, it's pretty sad.
We do this most weeknights here at 7 p.m. Sometimes we can't, scheduling issues, it doesn't happen. But we also keep a whole repository, I don't know if that's the right word, a whole library of these First Alert Weather Extras on our webpage, kptv.com. You just go over it right across the top of the weather section. It says First Alert Weather Extras. And last night we spent, Payton, didn't you do about 14 minutes straight of earthquake?
I did. I even had friends ask me about it, so.
Good.
Must have been well taken, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, people. I've heard from our digital folks that people love anything earthquake or volcano related.
Yes.
Maybe more so than weather. Maybe.
Maybe.
Okay. So 7 p.m. on Tuesday evening, it better be the 27th, right?
Yes.
Okay, so if you're just watching, you didn't look at the date, it's Tuesday the 27th, and it's looking a little bit wet. Okay, Payton's going to be back in a minute. She's going to talk about some Cascades weather and some cold weather records. It has gotten really cold this time of the year in the past, so stick around for that. All right, first, the rain is back. We'll cover that. Maybe not, some icy spots in the gorge, and Payton's also going to cover, like I said, the Cascade snowpack update. All right, so the big change we've been talking about for a few days, we knew it was going to turn cloudier, milder, and wetter, and it's here now. So we're going to have a few days of rain, but I got to tell you, this is still really weak sauce. This is not a wholesale pattern change back to our normal stormy winter weather with tons of snow in the Cascades. That is not what we're going into. We're going into a milder, high pressure still kind of nearby, keeping systems very weak. We have no windstorms. But the nighttime temperatures will be warming up as well. And there's the radar. You can see it looks pretty intense, but it's not really. We've seen just a few hundredths of an inch at most locations here in the valleys. Portland getting some drips here and there, very light stuff, wouldn't really affect you much. In fact, here's the forecast rainfall just overnight. As that system moves off to the north, we get scattered showers during the night. We get to sunrise, maybe 500ths of an inch has fallen here in the valleys. Whenever we show you these maps, typically if there's no color, that means less than 1/10 of an inch of rain. Of maybe a little more importance, notice there's even less in the gorge. The Dalles, you're lucky to even get a road wet coming up tonight, which is good because it'll be pretty chilly. So this morning we hit 30 in Portland, upper 20s in the outlying areas to the west where it was windy and Troutdale did not drop to freezing. But this should be the last night for the next week in which we have freezing temperatures. And this was a 10-day run, even at PDX, which tends to run a little warmer than other spots, a 10-day run of temperatures at or below freezing each night because we had really dry air. Lots of clear skies. We have much more of a range in temperatures, the highs and the lows. So even though the high temperatures were only slightly below average the last 2 weeks, the low temperatures were definitely below average. The typical low temperature is 36 or 37 this time of the year. And the last time we had a normal low was almost 2 weeks ago. It was the 15th. All right, so lots of cold nights. We're done with that now. And also we're done with the dry streak. So 15-day dry streak has ended today now that we're getting rain. Well, it's assumed that we'll get rain by midnight. Payton, I suppose there's a tiny chance if showers avoid PDX.
Yeah, there is a small chance.
I'd give it a 30% chance we stay dry through midnight.
And that would just give us 16 days, which would leave us kind of in the same spot.
Yeah, pretty much the same. So it's not worth it. Might as well just get a little bit of rain. So that's our third longest dry streak. It is not, by no means is it the driest January on record because I believe we picked up about 2 inches so far. The driest was in 1985. It was about 1/3 of an inch, where this pattern, the high pressure just stuck around the entire month. I think one little system made it through, so it barely rained the whole month. All right, so here's the deal. There is still high pressure in the western USA. It's not totally blocking storms, but it's weakened a bit, so these systems are just splitting apart as they approach. Here is one moving through right now. Notice tomorrow morning there's a break, not much happening. Here's another one. This will be very weak as it comes inland. Upper level weather pattern. We still have the upper level ridge around the western USA. It's just weaker. Little weather disturbances kind of riding like this and just clipping us on the way northeast. And then they slide into the eastern part of the country. They are still frozen over there with that cold northerly flow. So let's put it in motion here. We go through tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday. Friday, same pattern, western ridge, eastern, what we call a trough. And in fact, there's a disturbance swinging around. This is going to bring them another snowstorm, maybe along the Carolinas up to the northeast. Payton's going to cover that too, right? I think so.
Yeah.
You see a little wave of energy going by on Sunday, so another chance for showers here. But look at what happens next week. This is crazy. The high pressure is coming back even stronger than it was last week. So extremely warm in the mountains and very warm. This could set us up for some low 70s on the beaches somewhere about the middle to latter part of next week. Maybe somewhere between Tuesday and Thursday of next week, I could see 70-degree plus temps on the beaches. That's not going to happen in the valleys because the sun is still a little bit too weak. This pattern after Valentine's Day, if it happened 2 to 3 weeks from now, we could be 65, 68 degrees here in Portland. But we still have inversions this time of the year. The sun is still a little too weak to break through to the ground and really warm up the ground. So my guess is the best we can do next week, the highest we're going to see in the western valleys is about 60. Probably a lot of 50s, though, coming up next week, even with the breezy east wind returning. Speaking of that east wind, it blew hard today. Boy, there were gusts 60 to 70 at the west end of the gorge. Right now, it's beginning to back off, gusting about 30 in Troutdale, 30 to 40 out in the west end of the gorge. The good news is that wind is going to die tonight, because that weather system is sweeping onshore with the higher pressure behind it. So look at the Troutdale forecast gusts.
Oof, nice.
Around 30 a few hours from now, 8, 9, 10 p.m. to, oh, you wake up in Troutdale and you're going to be like, well, it's quiet. There's no, I mean, that's how it is out there. It's just suddenly it's like, there's nothing happening. There you go. East wind does come back a little bit on Wednesday and Thursday. It's not, there's always some easterly wind in winter, it seems like, but there's no strong east wind the next few days. So tonight, low temperatures mid to upper 30s, about where they are right now, mid to upper 30s. No freezing. East wind dies down, light showers. As for the chance for freezing rain, and I say freezing rain in the central or the eastern gorge because it is relatively warm overhead. So it's just warm enough that there could be some spotty freezing rain. This is ice accretion forecast, ACCRETION, accretion. It's an odd word, but it means like ice accumulation. And you can see, I think only areas that have, what is that, less than 500ths of an inch of ice. Doesn't even have color here. So the point is little or nothing, but it's possible in the Hood River Valley here, but either the lower or the upper valley, White Salmon Valley, maybe the Wind River Valley, or areas above Mosier and the Dalles, you could wake up and there's just a skiff of ice on top of the car, maybe. But the Dalles looks pretty much dry, so it's tough to get anything. So mixed precip in the gorge overnight, just cold enough. There could be snowflakes mixed in too, where the cold air is slightly thicker, or there could be ice pellets, but it's all really light stuff. If we had a lot of precip coming in, I'd be concerned about icy or snowy conditions tomorrow, but it's so light, I'm not too concerned. Just beware it's possible. I-84 should remain clear and Highway 14 as well. All right, so we get into Wednesday, that's tomorrow morning. A few scattered showers, but the showers seem to want to pick up later in the day. It's a lot of gray. Thursday is all gray. These little waves of showers come through. It just doesn't add up to all that much. And then on Friday, there's a little bit of an atmospheric river aimed at Washington. It's pretty weak. But it's there, and it kind of comes through us Friday afternoon. So we'll say showers picking up Friday afternoon. Big picture, next 3 days, a lot of gray, some light rain at times. All right, so the coastline tomorrow, a little bit of a southerly breeze, maybe gusts to a 35, so light rain at times and breezy, low to mid-50s. In the valleys with a little bit of a south wind, I think Salem southward, low 50s. We'll probably stay right around 50 here in Portland, not as much south wind. In the gorge, just a light easterly breeze. That keeps you in the 30s at Hood River and the Dalles. Multnomah Falls, maybe 40. Anywhere, this is down in Hood River. Places higher up, Parkdale, probably only like 34 degrees. Just a few light mixed showers. A lot of you get nothing. Snow showers on Mount Hood, I think 1 to 5 inches. Payton, oops, you probably have this graphic, sorry. 38 at Government Camp. Oh, you don't? Okay, so I got tomorrow covered. You cover the rest.
Perfect.
And then we do get some snow, so that'll be about 5 inches. The problem is, of course, we have lots of very thin areas with rocks, so it's going to cover up rocks with like 2 or 3 inches of snow, which if you ski, you go right over those. So partly cloudy east of the Cascades. Not much moisture making it over there, so mountain flurries. Notice Pendleton is 50, but the Dalles struggles to get much above, gets up to 40 degrees. So 7-day forecast here in Portland. Big message is you've got a bunch of chances for rain, but none of these are heavy. I think if we're going to get a dry day, it could be Saturday or it could be Monday, which is Groundhog Day. I believe, let's see, oh, Payton, it's like which store is behind what? Oh, this one, I think this one has the rain total. We put little information. Yeah, I did want this one. So this is through Friday midday, how much rain. At best we get an inch here in the valleys, more up north, because there's that atmospheric river later Thursday and Friday. Okay, so that's Friday. I think, let's see, on Sunday, did I have something in here? We got the light showers on Sunday. No, we do not. It was Saturday. Maybe it was day 4. You know what? No, that's not what I wanted either. Nice little tool here, if you know which day to pull out. Yeah, okay, February. Okay, so I did want to hit this. Well, I'm sure we'll cover this in the next few days. So by Monday, we're in February. That is Groundhog Day. It looks like it'll be about 54 degrees. But it is interesting. The last 10 Februaries, we've had measurable snow in 6 of those. And 5 of those were substantial snowfall, a significant snow event. So it's pretty interesting. I think it was in the first 15 years of my career, it only snowed in February once. So it seems to go in waves. Sometimes we get cooler Februaries for several years, sometimes we don't. So it remains to be seen what we have coming up. I'll tell you, if anything, we're going warmer as we go into the first week of February. So unlike last year where we had a whole bunch of first alert days in the first part of February, the first week of February, we had like marginal snowfall down to the West Hills and whatnot. We don't see anything like that this year. Overnight lows are going to be staying in the 40s. Daytime high temperatures are going to be staying in the 50s. Could we touch 60 next Tuesday? Possibly again. Much better chance for 60s out at the coastline. We sure don't see any lowland snow through at least February 5th. Probably February 8th or 9th. No Arctic blast. There's no Arctic area near the Pacific Northwest. I'm turning on, well, actually, Payton, I went to turn on my chicken water today, the line I've had off for about a week and a half since it started freezing at night. And I thought I had drained it. Apparently not, because I come around the corner after turning it on and there's water just shooting out. It had busted. It's just a PVC pipe. That's okay. I visited the office, or not the home improvement store.
Yes.
And I've got the new pieces ready to go. Because I don't see any big time freezing at night coming up for the next 7 or 10 days, right?
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Looks mild, so very mild, a lot of gray, some showers at times. Payton, it's all you.
Well, we know it's going to happen in the lowlands. What about up in the Cascades? First little snowpack update as promised. Just be prepared to see a lot of red, okay? I'm going to zoom out. I'm going to give you the whole statewide view here at all of our basins. Yeah, Mount Hood, 33%. Most areas around 30% or even less. We've seen lots of areas even dip into the 20s, like Klamath Basin, the Southeast Basin's 21% there. We had some hope there in northeastern Oregon earlier this month, and then it's now back in the red. It was actually around 50% earlier. So when we look at our snowpack, it is the lowest snowpack on record for some. Most of that is out in central and eastern Oregon, as Mark and I were kind of discovering today. But a lot of areas, in fact, I'd say 90% of areas, top 5 worst snowpack on record. Minor snowmelt the last few weeks. We've seen very gradual snow loss up there, maybe a few inches a week tops. But light snow tonight through Wednesday, as we mentioned, maybe 1 to 5 inches in that time frame. But this is the not great news. And we gave you the first alert, but I think over the weekend that warm rain is kind of a snow killer. In fact, we could actually lose more snow than we gain tonight through Wednesday, starting Thursday, because of that warm rain. So there's still time to change, especially in the Cascades. Winter is truly just beginning. Okay, I was going to say, whoa. Radar decided to have a little moment there.
Payton freaking out on air right
there.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, okay. Okay, so here's a live look at radar. Disregard the pink you saw in the beginning. I wanted to zoom in on the Cascades because, yeah, we are seeing some active snow on radar. I haven't seen too much shown up on our cameras here. This is our Mount Hood conditions because it is chilly, so I'm assuming it's falling as more of a cold rain in most places. Santiam's bare, that's the only light we can see there. But Timberline's 35, Meadows 32, so it is getting a little colder up there. This first system that we're seeing tonight and tomorrow happens to be the colder one. Then we have the atmospheric river coming through, and that's when it gets warmer up there and the snow level increases. So yeah, not a lot of purple here. I wanted you to focus just on the snow this time around when we look at this model run. And yeah, you just see it's very limited. That's why our snow forecast has kind of remained around, again, that 1 to 5 inch mark. This is our new model run showing ski resorts around 4 inches through Friday morning, and then government camp ½ an inch. I was curious about our AI model and how that was going to do. It's doing great. No, it showed earlier at least a very similar forecast to what this one was showing, our graph model.
Wait, actually, was it? I think there was a little bit there. Did you see that? Right? Oh, I'm sorry. Is there some on the top of the mountain? No.
No.
Okay.
Well, you can imagine it. It was basically around 3 or 4 inches to the ski resorts. Oh. Here's our snow level forecast. Yeah, if you are traveling on the passes early tomorrow morning, could you see flurries? Maybe. But it's not going to accumulate. We're not seeing any kind of impressive accumulation here. And the snow level does drop maybe sometime early next week around Groundhog Day. Other than that, it is climbing because of those warm systems. So no additional significant snow in the forecast besides the few inches we could see tonight and tomorrow. Here's our 7-day forecast for Mount Hood. And yeah, just some afternoon rain starting Friday. We have just snow level climbing to around 6,000 feet, up to 9,000 feet by the weekend. And we'll see whatever moisture falls over the weekend, how that may, dictate our forecast. But looking at our February snowfall at government camp, is this for the whole month of February, Mark?
Yes.
Mark? Okay, that's what I thought. So we obviously don't know what February holds at government camp right now. There's zilch right there. So
we've had some good Februaries the last 8 years.
Yeah,
we've had some good ones.
2021. I mean, my eye goes to 2015 because a lot of us are comparing this winter to 2015. Only an inch, man, that would be awful. So
in 2015, this pattern just continued through the whole month.
Yes,
so
that
we're
would be
hoping
worst
that's not
case
the
scenario.
case. Yeah,
we don't want that. Yeah, the East Coast is stealing all the cold air. A quick update over there. I want to show you Washington, D.C. high temperatures. This is a forecast over the next 7 days. Yeah, not climbing even into the 30s until next Monday. So bitterly cold. These are the highs. Imagine the lows. And then snow forecast, as Mark mentioned, there's that system that kind of stretches right down through the Great Lakes region, but even into the Mid-Atlantic region. So the Carolinas going to get more snow, Kentucky, even into Detroit. New York City and D.C. should be out of the water, at least with a major system, maybe just a light dusting. And then feels like temperatures are always fun to look at this time of year. And negative 21 in Fargo, if you want to go there and freeze. Minneapolis, Milwaukee in the negative teens, same with Chicago. I'll zoom ahead to Thursday morning. It starts to spread. Even Philly, it's going to feel like 0. Boston feeling like 2 degrees. So that's where all the cold air is. We were talking about cold air today, and we finally updated this graphic. It was long overdue. Our extreme cold spell in 1950 was January 30th through February 3rd, 1950. And where you're seeing the yellows is the all-time record low for that area. So Battleground, PDX, Troutdale, all those yellow numbers is the all-time record low temperature. Elsewhere, still very cold. I mean, negative 10 in Hillsborough, Vernonia, negative 6. I'll zoom out, give you a better view of the state. You can see Parkdale, negative 23. The Dow's negative 25. Mark, do you know more about this event? It happened, obviously, over a 4-day stretch here. It was the end of a extremely cold January where it snowed multiple times. It was also one of our wettest Januaries, even though most of it fell as snow. Lots of snowstorms, deep snow. And I remember at PDX, the thing that got us below 0 at the airport, thick snow cover, like 10 or 12 inches, and then the wind went calm for several nights. So we got rid of that east wind that tends to kind of stir up the air. Yeah, and so it was still, and that stillness allowed us to be freezing. The whole valley. Yeah, that's crazy. Negative 10 in Salem, my goodness. So yeah, that was our extreme cold spell. I am in the works of, I'm in the middle of working on a graphic that has the extreme cold temperature for all of these locations. But we'll probably have that on our podcast tomorrow. So you can't do everything, you know what? You can't get it all done in one day. I know. It's luckily, we are getting, you agree, we're getting tons done this winter because the weather's so slow. I know. It's been so slow since Christmas or so that we're updating graphics. Our first Alert Weather Extra, we weren't even doing that really in mid-December, I recall. Yeah, so. I feel like we're being very productive. Right. And we're always anticipating, all right, next week it could be different. So we got to focus on the now. However, that hasn't been the case. So, yeah. You know what that means? That means within a few days, we're going to get a memo from the boss saying, we're going to redo all our graphics to a different font. So we need to redo every single graphic in the next 1 month. Oh. Just kidding. Oh, that'd be rough. A heart attack for Payton. Yeah. Okay, that's it, right? Yeah, that's it. Okay, it is dinner time. Payton is going to be on at 8 o'clock, our 8 o'clock news on Fox 12 Plus. We will be back here. Actually, we're recording a podcast tomorrow night. So look for that on your app. You get a push alert when we finish a podcast. And then we'll play that podcast right here on our First Alert Weather Extra Thursday evening at 7 p.m. So we'll see you back here at 7 p.m. on Thursday if you missed the podcast. Thanks for joining us.